Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo and this is Black Ice in Hearts 4 once more. With feeling, we are performing the Soviet campaign. So, as you may have noticed, we've had a few problems on this front lately. You know, things aren't going quite as well as one might have perhaps hoped. A large part of that is the supply issues, which we wait an hour, are largely solved. We're still having problems in the Caucasus. Local infrastructure mostly. We are moving some men away from the front, moving some new men towards the front in the form of these guys. We're also building, we're doing a whole bunch of repairs, and then we should be building, are these the local supply depots down here? Why when I hover does it not highlight where they are on the map? It does, okay, good. Do we already have some supply depots down here? We have some down here. So yes, I'd like, well, just one of those, we'll cover it. A priority build on a... This music is way too loud. I'm sorry the music was too loud in the previous episode. By the way. Sorry about that. My bad, obviously. We'll see how that goes. I am also, those of you watching on YouTube, streaming right now on Twitch. Because for whatever reason, I haven't particularly been enjoying this campaign recently. I don't really know why. I think it's partly the performance. And a couple of the dumb decisions and things like that. So I'm going to stream it basically to encourage myself to finish it faster. So we're going to have longer episodes and we're going to try and power through basically. Finish my world conquest, I'll finish this one and then we'll be in pretty good shape. I should probably move this guy north to deal with that. Maybe have one of the infantry handle this situation. We also have holes in the front line right now, which is not excellent. Hopefully we'll be able to drive them back when they take that tile. There's no point holding here. It's just excessive front line. So, on the main Soviet front, now the supply is more or less stabilized. I'm going to wait for the rest of the repairs to finish, and then we're going to pull off some of these encirclements. For now, let's just try and stabilize this front here. How's the air activity in the region doing? We're doing okay. Could perhaps do with these guys, even though they'll be less effective, not flying from this region because they'll hurt the supply. They hurt the supply, but then again, it's not the frontline supply region. So, are we? What level? Oh, we're not building. Okay, yeah, we definitely need better infrastructure up here. Level 5 minimum is a must, and we might as well put it here as well because you know. Baku, there's oil there. Okay, so they've moved in there. There's not a huge amount I can do with that with my current number of frontline troops. Which of these... Let's just do this. Sort this frontline out. Bum, 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 bum. We're listening to the dulcet tones of the U4, if you're not familiar, by the way. So who do I have coming in? Yeah, these 5. Good. Supply is it's going to remain a problem. Looks like we are going to be at least able to drive them back there. Maybe. Maybe not. Stay on the defensive until reinforcements arrive, I think. These guys, some of them are falling back. They've got new guys coming in. We are mountaineers. So a determined effort will probably be able to push them back. Yeah, air situation only getting worse. Well, I could fly more fighters out of here, that's for sure. So let's do that. Let's bring 3 more fighter wings and put them in here. So one of those is pretty darn good fighter wing as well, so hopefully we'll see some results from that. He was driven back. Hopefully the reinforcements will arrive before that tank pushes through. Part of the problem might be that my mountaineers, they are without anti-tank, except for a small support battalion, which obviously is not really sufficient. Sabotage? I thought I had all the sabotage sorted. I will once these guys arrive. Understood. We can't have sabotage. That will destroy my infrastructure and ruin everything. They've made a bit of a connection here. It's not great. We'll see. Okay, hold them there. Alright, now you guys can come in here. You two can halt and switch to support attacks. There, with a big frontage, pulling in a lot of guys. Should be able to crush them out of that spot. And we are now holding here, at which point we'll be able to counterattack there and push them back to the line. We are just cripplingly over the supply limit now that I've moved in these extra mountaineers. Perhaps these 5, not there. You should stay in the right army, but let's pull 5 of them out. And this guy will be leaving soon once we get that area recaptured. Need you back in there, please. Okay, so where do we have some supply? We've got 10 spare supply here. We've got about 20 up here. Okay, so because we have some supply up here, let's try out this tank push. See if we can pull that off. Yeah, supply down here obviously is a complete disaster. Nice, held off on our own, which means once this guy arrives, oh, stern attack there. Just an infantry division though, so I have high hopes. We are now taking control of the air in the exchange for losing it over Ukraine, which is not excellent. Okay, we've got Cass present and correct on the front line here. We'll have some that will need to be ready over Estonia shortly. We'll see how the supply handles 11 tanks. That might be too many. Yeah, we are holding the situation down here. Now we have the extra Mountaineer Division. And once they hold the front properly, we'll have them begin a counteroffensive supported from here. In fact, let's begin it now. Give them no time to recover. And then you can hold... Oh, you can hold and become a support attack. Nice. Obviously, they're armored. What is your armor, by the way? Armor value of 27. What's the piercing on my basic infantry these days? 23. So still not quite good enough. But I believe we're working on it. I believe we're still working on that. We could do another military parade for more political power. I do always want that political power. But I think I actually want the command power right now. Because turning these on would be a great boon. Okay, so supply up here has absorbed the first few tanks arriving. We're not going to go over supply. We want them to get a bit of planning bonus before we launch as well. I think this will be a successful attack. I think basically how we're going to win is that the AI is going to fail to concentrate force sufficiently against my large number of tanks. That's my hope anyway. More population wouldn't hurt. More trickle back. I mean, yeah, but I feel like, oh, that's pretty good. Factory output. I feel like maybe more infrastructure construction speed is what I really need right now, though. Attrition also very useful. Resource gain also very useful. Just a huge number of extremely useful things. Radio for more political power gain. That's interesting. Let's take the I don't know. We could invent... Already inventing leopards. And we were going to try... Yeah, going for panzers. Right. So what do I need for panzers? Heavy anti-air upgrades. That's right. Which is this one. Let's do that. And we can start deploying some heavy tanks in case that's what's needed in the end to break this Soviet line. You get out of there. Okay, we're going to be at about 40. Sorry, 35 or so. Oh no, this guy's moving out too. That's slightly better. Still highly problematic. Oh, hello. Hello there. How did you get there? One of you go and kill him, please. Okay, supply up here. Still holding. It's pretty good. Let's try to go speed 4. Get some tanks in the right position. The fact that we're oversupply down here makes me think we're never going to hold up here. Okay, yeah, so you 3 are the last tanks that are allowed in here. So, any others en route? You guys go back to your fallback line. Okay, now close air support. Well, these fighters, let's reposition them so that I can base more close air support out of here. And then all that close air support needs to be active over Estonia. Ace pilot as well. Nice. It's a shame that we don't have this particular tank. So let's bring him up here, and you can back up. Good. We can begin the offensive before he begins. Let's see how it goes to begin with once these two arrive. And we get a little bit of auging up. Let me just pause it a sec. Twitch chat, could you do me a favor and say something? I'm not sure if my chat's working. I've no objection if you want to be lurkers, but I just want to know that it's working. A 2-tank offensive here. Looks like it's going to be successful. We'll give it some infantry support. So it's a simple maneuver. We're going to attack up this coastline and then eliminate everyone in the pocket, then fall back to Nawa and hold the new line there, and then down this river here to here. That's the proposed operation. Let's enact it, shall we? Should be able to do this with minimal casualties, minimal problems. It's going to improve the supply situation on the front by giving us more control over this Estonia-Lithuania region. I expect to be able to overrun Soviet divisions with high speed. Play Bhutan. It is working. Good. We do have a lot of medium artillery, so I think that will be useful. A rolling infantry offensive to drive them back up here will be in order as the tanks rush up the right-hand side. That's one of the ways in which we will... Oops, wrong division's doing which. One of the ways in which we'll prevent them from organising any kind of counter-offensive. Meanwhile, more infantry will move in here. Christo, any update on the Überreich series? Well, we could try that again. We might... I don't think I'm going to do that next. Like, my next HOI streaming series is probably going to be Black Ice Soviets. In all likelihood. Can you kill them, please? Thank you. Maybe after that. We'll have to see. You ended it? Well, the American Überreich series came to an end against my will. I mean, I chose to end it, but I ended it because we couldn't win. My strategy failed. That does happen from time to time. I'm loath to admit it, but it's true. Alright, you guys, we're going to do a highly risky, uncovered tank offensive. Always the best kind. Hey, it worked for the Germans, okay? At least in France it did. And yes, I recognize we are not currently in France. Okay, if you guys want to just keeping on here. Ooh, that's a sternly defended province. We've got very much better attack values though, so it should be them that's taking all the damage. If you want to keep advancing up here. Tanks, your job is not to cover the rear. Do we have another area where we have enough supply for an attack right now? Yeah, down here looks ripe for an attack, even though it would have to be a pretty serious river crossing. Supply situation here is not improving, which is problematic. You still haven't arrived? You had to eat your words when I prevailed as the Commonwealth. Like, it was a great campaign. It's funny because I recorded it so far in advance, so I had like a month of people saying he'll never do it, even though I'd already won the whole campaign. Alright, so they're fighting us here. You guys all deployed to the right places, yeah. I believe we can afford to deploy another 300 fighters directly into the region. And another 100 here. I'm happy to continue fighting them here as long as our losses aren't terrible. Yeah, we're getting very nice ratios there. But let's run some more efficient flights. Good, and borrow some from the south as well. Okay, almost got them pocketed. Then we just need to be able to actually... Let's try straight away. Yep, we are going to be able to cross back there, which is nice. So one more tank north. The others can start coming in here. Less we have to push with infantry, the better. You'd really like to play this game, you're just not sure you'd be able to do it? It's not very difficult. Like, it's not I don't know if you get the impression that it is from my streams and stuff, but it's not a hugely difficult game to play. It takes a while to learn, but once you get it, it's not too bad at all. We're gonna need We're going to need this army. Is that all one army? No, there's another one here. Right, these guys are just going to have to make do until we get reinforcements from these guys, I think. Alright, good. We got them cut off. Now all we have to do is take Talon, and they will be without supply. Let's not do too uncovered in advance right here. No, that's not going to work. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, there we go. Getting some more support from behind. That's what we like to see. Good. Okay, and now just overrun them all the way to the port, and that'll be marvelous. Doesn't matter if they retake this land. That's well within their rights, honestly, and it won't bother me at all. Let's just shift that border a bit. Good. Yep, their anti-pocketing AI has clearly kicked in, but we will be having none of that. We fine on other fronts. Yeah, no active Soviet attacks. Allies just kind of stalling here. Our supply-friendly defensive line still looks good. Getting some heavy casualties raiding the Soviets in the Crimea, but we're not doing too badly at it, even though we are taking losses. So I'm kind of okay with that, honestly. I want to try and reach this port before they do, which it looks highly likely that I will accomplish. Let's start looking at getting close air support over the north. Making some moves there. And you want to just keep pressure on these guys, even if you take some tank losses. I think the pressure on them, just to guarantee that we get this port taken before they have any chance to retreat, is going to be worth the whatever casualties we may take, I think. Yeah, keep coming in. Good, making nice gains all the way along the line. They are moving in behind, so we mustn't let this point fall, but that's fine. As I said, expected that we are to lose this area. Ideally, we don't lose this airbase. Speaking of that airbase, let's make some use of it, shall we? 4 wings is the correct number. Good. The port itself, we did manage to arrive there before their defenses. That's fabulous news. Seizing that port from them will be a serious blow for their air power in the region. This airbase, rather, not this port. What am I saying? They are getting stronger up here, so I'm very hopeful that we'll be able to hold the port before they get there. Infantry pushing up the left-hand side to support that goal. Let's have these tanks head north with some urgency. Yeah, you can retake Pskov. That's not a concern in the slightest. Okay, holding against their counteroffensives in the Caucasus. That's excellent news. They did, however, get a very large number of their divisions into the port there. So let's switch to convoy raiding. All my subs in the Crimea right now? No, there's some up here. Okay, so sub-fleet. Temporary change of plan. I need you to make sure that no one survives from Estonia. Okay, hold here. Looks like some of them are evacuating the port. We need to be sure that we get them. There we go. Catching some of them there, and if they try and fight, I have some capitals in place to sally forth to fight them. These guys can also go on, excuse me, strike force in this region. Oh, were you not in that? Yeah, you merge up. That's fine. You guys, just extra cruisers. A separate raiding fleet up here will be grand. Just make sure any divisions leaving that province die. Okay, and you, spare infantry, get up here and make sure we hold that river. Excellent. Pretty successful push, I'd say. Supply bad, but we'll recover once we take the cities. Shouldn't be a major problem. You cutting in there? Yeah, perfect. How long is that going to take you? Quite a while. They are holding the air right now. Just one more air base. Well, these guys actually have pretty good range on it already. It's the close air support that are really... Sorry, the fighters that are really suffering. you cutting in there? No, help out with this push. We've got them there. Nice. Which means why don't you guys return to your posts on the actual eastern front. Let's retake that tile and that tank. That fort, well, maybe take? I'm not sure if that's retaking, but either way, having this fort under our control and the nice river to the east. Lovely spot to hold. Where you headed, my man? Should have done this earlier. Get some battle plans here. Good, we're sinking. Not superb numbers of enemy convoys. We'll get there. There's some more. Another 7. They are getting some planes helping them out now. If we could take an airbase closer to the coast, we might be in a better position to negate the effects of enemy air power in the region. That's not an attack destined for success. Hold, hold, hold. Okay, I mean, they'll be suffering from supply much worse than I am, in all likelihood. Because they've got far more men here than I do. Have you accidentally left the port under garrisoned? Yeah, they've only got 1 guy in the port right now. Bring up some infantry support. Bring up some tank support. Let's see if we can take that port. Elsewhere on the front, that offensive against the tank, rather, is not going quite as I would have hoped. I mean, it is a tank being attacked by infantry, so understandable that it would not be going so well. Of course, what am I saying? The next stream game is we need to finish acceptable losses. Oh, and he's been being reinforced. That's the problem. Of course, the support attacks don't re-up because they relate to a battle, not to a tile. Things slowing down somewhat in our offensive here. Let's just get people into position. No, there's no tearing hurry. Let's just play it smart. Okay, driven them back. Let's see if we can actually take it this time. Yeah, okay, they drive in there. That's when we hit them in the rear. See if we can pocket and destroy these guys. No, don't drive them back. And YouTube, perhaps something similar here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. If we can pocket and destroy some of their forces in here, it'll make it much easier for us. We're looking like we have very bad decryption. Might need to look into that next time I get a research slot available. How's the construction going? We're on to actual new infrastructure constructions now. That's great. Very good. Improving things down here, no doubt. Yeah, 28 supply now. That's much better. Much better indeed. Glad to see it. And there we go. Large number of Soviet convoys being destroyed. I would actually like this tile pronto, if possible. Because the airbase there would be handy. Ah, they did take Naval, and I'm not going to be able to push them back with infantry. Hold the freaking attack. I don't know why in vanilla you can't cancel an attack within Achtung Commando. We've been raided by those pesky British commandos. What? Does that mean... Oh, hello. What are you guys doing here? I hadn't noticed we were getting invaded. I don't have a naval invasion alert. Well, hopefully our coastal artillery can handle them. How about this? How about we try and suppress them with garrison divisions? Don't retake the tiles with coastal artillery, though, because they're unbelievably slow. So it would take them just an age to retake the tiles. Yeah. Their marine divisions, the SAS commandos, actually can't hold up against my military police cavalry. It's embarrassing. About here. Yep, that's looking promising. Good. Now, full frontal from the south. Just keep crushing them into a smaller and smaller area with worse and worse supply as we demolish all of their convoys going in and out. We should be able to cripple their operations. Did we drive them back from that tile? We actually didn't. Come on now. Ah, it's in a new air zone, huh? Okay. Understandable that we're suffering then. Let's switch things up a bit. Get some extra air crews. Help us out. Extra ground crews, sorry. Pushing in there. We are taking this one slowly but steadily. Let's have one of these infantry stay behind. Still fine down here. Very successful raid. How are your convoy counts doing? He has thousands and thousands of convoys. Okay, fair enough. How is the Soviet's factory count doing, by the way? He has around 220 military factories, but crazy lower civilian factories than me. That's promising. He does, of course, get crazy good bonuses and things, which I would say, duly concerned about. But I still think there's a good chance we'll be able to pull out with a win here. Pull out a win here, rather. See what you can do here. With a bit of infantry support from the north. Good. Oh, we actually got driven back from Ostro while we were engaged in that. Trying to push that tank back. We need some tanks on this front, it looks like. It's probably because we crippled the supply here so much. Yeah, where they're putting their tanks, they're actually winning fights. Okay. Well, we obviously can't have that, so let's deploy some tanks. That brings a new urgency to finishing up this campaign, because it means we need to finish this campaign so we can move the tanks out and solve the supply problem in the region. Let's give ground to lessen casualties and divert tanks from one front to the other. And the ones of these tanks that are furthest away can stay behind. We are also experiencing attacks. Wow, you know what? The Soviets, they're a real problem. Are they by any chance getting a huge bonus from country right now? Yeah, 32% attack bonus for reasons. Good ones. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to need to start deploying some tanks all the way along the line, because we're getting hammered here. Let's deploy some there. And I'd concluded we didn't need any more infantry, but I guess I'm glad I have some more coming. So, here, I'm prepared to rush deploy anyone that's not going to come out green, which means all of them. That's a whole nother infantry army. Good. You can just be a, a rapid response style army, I guess, which we'll put wherever we need it. One of these boys. Which is the normal color we've been going with? That's the one. Who is going to command you? Good question. This guy looks pretty good. Offensive doctrine, defensive doctrine. SS officer, so he's faster and he's competent. Sounds good. Let's see what we can do to add in a few more bodies into key weak areas. Here and here. Good. Excuse me. Just take the port, please. It would turn the front around if we could take the port. Their supply should be getting worse and worse. What's your supply line efficiency? I'm not even showing any problem with their supply lines. It must be that it just hasn't taken effect yet. What can I do? No nuclear weapons research. I will continue doing nuclear research, even though, it's probably ill-advised, but it's just fun. We will counter-offensive here. Where are you going? Are you not part of this front? Like, what's going on? Ah, right. No, I've just assigned them to the new army. You should be... How do I put you back? Like this? Your men are this section of the front. So why are you all leaving? Is it because you've seen these guys coming? It probably is. Okay. In that case, these guys leave the army, head here, delete orders. You guys hold. Not quite as balked anymore. Good. Not quite taking the port. Can we get behind them? I mean, circle the port, perhaps? If you guys want to get in here. Good. Still really struggling in the air over here. Right, new research slot. I'd love decryption, please. So we need to get the computing machine. We haven't got any automated decryption yet, so that's a problem. Well, they've pushed us back here. No doubt in part because these guys are mucking up. Let's see if we can do a nice quick retaliatory attack. Push them back. Did you finish your no casualty campaign? No. It's just that I haven't really been enjoying doing this campaign, recording solo for YouTube, so I decided to spice things up a little with with recording it while streaming instead. No casualties campaign will be the next HOI campaign that I stream. I'm having trouble in this campaign. Like, this might, with the big bonuses that the Soviets get, we are struggling. We might end up losing this campaign, which would be, I don't know, I wouldn't be that against it. I haven't lost a campaign for a long time. Possibly ever? Well, no, I lost the Ubright campaign once, I suppose. That's true. What other campaigns have I lost? Oh yeah, the Czechoslovakia Strong Alone campaign. That was a fun one, but that one did fail as well. Yeah, being driven back up here, not good. The supply in the northern region is disastrous. Let's try and keep pressure on the port if possible. They've fully orged back up anyway, so don't bother with that. It's not keeping pressure at that point, it's just impotent rage. Them breaking in here. I don't know what we do. I mean, there's fall back to better supply. But what do we do then? Like, are we going to have to fall back to something like this? It's giving up a lot of ground. It's not giving up a huge amount of factories. Because most of them are broken. Although some of them down here, you know. But still, it looks like we're going to have to begin some kind of retreat. I was saying I'm not scared of the Soviets. I freely admit I was wrong. Their cheating is indeed stronger than my strategy, at least at this point. Hopefully the fact that we've taken Baku will eventually mean that they just starve because they're suffering so much, having to import so much oil. But that's a big deal, having the Soviets winning fights like this. Because fights in Black Ice are very decisive. But anyway, that is the end of this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I'm happy to see that I'm going to be seriously challenged. I think if we get light tanks along the front and use them aggressively, then we'll still be able to turn things around. But if not, we have very good defensive lines that we can fall back to. But until next time, thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.